What up? What up? It's your man, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? We're here live at the Sports Lounge, 3-point conversion Sports Lounge, and I got my guy with me to my right. Rue, what up, Rue?
What's going on? What's going on, man? Hope it's not a lot of noise, man. I'm at the palace right now.
Yeah,
Oh, this my Chateau Elon.
yeah, you sound like you in the palace of somewhere out the country.
Man,
You
how you feeling, dog?
I'm good, man. I'm good. A lot of stuff to get to. Well, we got to get you a whatchamacallit, bro. Some earplugs and everything, man. You'll be straight with the earplugs. But nah, it looks good out there, man. Make me want to come out there. I ain't gonna lie, I'm jealous.
Get you out here, dog.
What's going on, man? How's the week been?
Man, it's been a good week, man. You know, the game starting back. I ain't really been watching much NBA. I think as far as this time of year, you know, the NBA, I think everybody's ready for the playoffs. You know, I'm still watching it, but college, bro, that's been the main thing. And what we gonna get into today, you know what I'm saying, with Lamar and of course watching these Hawks, you know.
Yeah.
But this March Madness is a March like none other. It feels like.
Yeah. And the thing is that, like you said, around this time, this is the time where we all get to enjoy the I guess the players playing, these little young players giving it their all, playing with their heart and everything, man. And we don't get a chance to see that a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like in the NBA. And unfortunately, and I hate to say that, we all like the NBA, whatever, but with the NBA, players don't give it their all. Let's be real. We tell the truth and shame the devil on the show. They don't give it their all. So that's why I'm saying what I like about this time, to watch these players. You see the grit, you see the emotion, the passion in every play. Whereas NBA right now, especially with the teams is not about to not get in the playoffs, even though it seemed like everybody and their mama got a chance to get in the playing games right now. But even still, everybody's kind of like chill and like, whatever. So this is what I love the most about March Madness or whatever. But anyway, man, we got a great show for you all. We are talking, man. Of course, March Madness. We got a great, I guess, way of looking at this March Madness thing. I think you will like that. But we're talking March Madness, of course, the upsets and all. And of course, we got to talk about Lamar Jackson, man. He's been hot in the news, of course, and he's always hot in the news. I mean, when he's available, and apparently he's not getting what he thinks he should get, he's going to be, hot in the news, whatever. You got a lot of teams dwelling on should they get him or not. The report that came out with Mr. Francis, some guy that supposedly not his agent, but they're saying it is his agent.
Uncle Dennis.
Yeah. But we're gonna get into that. Also, man, we are talking Atlanta Hawks, of course. We got to talk Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks. They're doing it. We win one, we lose one. We win one, we might beat a good team, then we lose to a bad team, or lose to a team that we're supposed to win against. So we're gonna dissect the Hawks and just really, I guess talk about Quinn now. It's on Quinn or not. We'll get into that. Also, we are talking man, Zion Williamson should what's going on with him? He hadn't played yet. He's out. They're going to reevaluate him in another 2 weeks. Should he be traded or not? I don't know if many people want to hear that, but we will talk about that as well. Also, we are talking, can the Lakers make this run? I mean, the Lakers are playing well as of late, and they're doing this without LeBron James. So can this be possible? We'll see.
God bless your sources. God bless your sources.
Of course, exactly. And then we have special guest Deshaun Tate coming on to talk about the Final Four, and we're gonna well, not Final Four, but March Madness and going into the Final Four. Definitely got to ask questions to him, and his Michigan State team lost, so I hope he's good. might be sick. Hopefully he's up to doing the show. But
Great game. Game of the week. Game of
yeah,
the
it
week.
was, it was, it was. And then we got Ask a Doc about all the injuries, what's on my mind, quick hits. So please let your family and friends when they go to the show live right here. They can either go to the YouTube channel or the 3 Point Conversion YouTube channel or go to the 3 Point Conversion Facebook page. Also, it will be on as a podcast. Oh, and the 3pointconversion.com. And it will be on as a podcast on iHeartRadio, 3 Point Conversion, iHeartRadio Plus, um, Spotify. We're on Apple Music or Apple Radio. And hey man, it's time to get to this show. Rue, if you can, I know they hear the noise, bruh. It might be bruh. We got to get you you ain't got your
It was like they started right at 10 too. They knew the show was gonna go on. It was like, yeah, we know Rue gonna be sitting outside. Let's start this operation right at 10 o'clock.
but
I was
it's
looking
good.
across the street like, man,
We
I was
good.
podcast now, so I can, I could.
We
Yeah,
good.
these motherfuckers over here and start the operation right when I'm supposed to go live.
We're good. All right. So what we're gonna do is let's go to quick hits, man. So first off, man, I want to free agent running back Ezekiel Elliott reportedly narrowed his teams to 3 teams. Well, his picks 3 teams, right? He's saying the Jets, Bengals, or Eagles. I'm not gonna lie, Rue. When I hear this, I like the picks. I'm wondering why it's like everybody wants to play with Aaron Rodgers. He's not even there yet, but everybody why the Jets? I mean, I know they're a young team, but why would it just pick you when they got the what's the young kid name? The young running back that bought out.
He just I got
But you know what I'm talking about. Yeah,
number 20.
Yeah, they got the young kid there. Why would they? I mean, yes, he could come in and spell him, which would be great. And maybe that's what Zeke wants. Maybe that's what he wants. But I'm just saying, I don't know. Bengals, bruh. I mean, is this something we don't know about the
that's what I'm saying. It must be something we don't know in the football. Joe Mixon just, got in his little situation. It must be something we don't know because I didn't like any of those 3 teams, man. The team I told you, I think we talked about it last week. The team that stuck out was the Bills. The other team that starts with a B.
Yeah. So
that was a perfect destination for
right. And again, like I said, so the only place that looks, me too, I thought that was too. The only place that looks promising or look like it could work are the Eagles. I can't see the Jets going with him. I mean, he'll be a good mentor. And again, if that's what he wants to do is, hey, let me spell, that's fine. Like he's saying, hey, I know right now I'm not the number 1 running back. And think about it. Every place, even the Eagles, because you got what's his name?
Miles Sanders.
No, Miles Sanders left. The other guy.
For the Eagles?
Yeah, number 14. I can't think of his name either. But him and Miles Sanders were they were
like
carries. Yeah. So maybe Zeke realized, hey, at this point in my career, it will be best for me to share carries and do it back. But at the same time, does everybody else want to do that? I don't know. We'll see.
That's the way it's going though.
Huh?
That's the way it's going in the NFL. It's like dual backs.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a workload.
And he's older, so he's older, and it makes sense right now. So I get it. Moving on, Luka Doncic gets fined for doing a money gesture or showing a money gesture towards the ref after a non-foul call at the end of the game against the Warriors, allegedly suggesting the refs are getting paid off. Bruh,
it's not surprising.
Luka,
not surprising from Luka.
He's a G dog.
Not surprising from
Luka's a G. Luka is probably the only person I know, man, that I know people are gonna get mad at me by saying this, but Luka might be one of the hardest cats in the NBA right now.
He's been feeling that way ever since he came in the league. Luka's been that way, especially toward the refs, toward the whole league.
Right, right,
You
right,
know, that's not surprising coming from Luca. And I think the fine was a little extensive too, man. I think it was for Luca. I
right.
don't think they would have just gave anybody else that amount.
Yeah,
But it was 35,000.
35,000.
Come on, man. That's for Luca.
But again, as Luca, I mean, it's funny because so if you notice, let's be real and tell the truth, shame the devil. If you notice in the NBA, when Luca first came in at first, Luca was it was like we're trying to make him the poster child.
Right.
Like, I mean, the not poster child, but the face of the NBA. I mean, let's be real.
Especially 2020. It was over.
We got to
Over.
keep. Okay,
Over.
we got a white kid that can play that that could be top five, maybe the best in the game at one point in his career. It makes sense. It would sell. That's what they're thinking. Why not? You know what I'm saying? You hadn't had this as Larry Bird, whatever, but just it's different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the NBA was like, we could do this. But Luka is not that guy for that. And then be honest, now they picked John Morant, and look what's going on with Ja. They can't get it right.
Hey, they should have did right by Tatum, man. Because Tatum's clean. That was. I mean, that's what you want. You know, it's always never in no drama. But hey, that's what you get though with these guys, man. That's what you get. The NBA went through that before with AI, like and plenty of guys.
But you're right with Tatum because Tatum has a son. Because LeBron is too.
Yeah. Tatum
LeBron is gone now. Curry, he's still there. Everybody thought it was over, so it might be
with a Kardashian.
Yeah. So it's just so much. But Tatum, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I would go Tatum for sure. But yeah, Luka got fined, so we'll see. I don't think it's gonna stop him. I mean, he's like whatever. But I love that about Luka though. Moving on. Shout out to South Carolina head coach for the women's basketball team. Don Staley wins National Coach of the Year for the second year in a row, and her third time in 4 years. They were 34-0 this year. I'm not gonna lie, Miles. I mean, Rue, my bad. Rue, I think that they're changing the landscape of women's college basketball. Remember how I used to be UConn? Everybody was going to UConn, and I think it's starting to go now. Starting to go through South Carolina now, because it was Tennessee. Yes.
Yep.
You had UConn. But
Stanford had a little run.
They did.
They still do a little bit. That's the competition. But no, you're right.
South Carolina
changed it.
It's something that she's doing right. She has it. I mean, now you're going to start seeing top picks go to South Carolina. I mean, why not right now? I mean, you're playing for the best coach, and you're going to get that national attention. It makes sense. It makes sense. So, congrats to Ms. Dawn Staley. And then, man, Philadelphia Phillies first baseman, and you hate to hear this. I don't care who the team is, but Rhys Hoskins tore his ACL on Thursday. Non-contact, going for a ground ball and towards ACL. Big blow.
Yeah, man. They'll be all right though. They loaded it over there in Philly.
True. That's a big blow for you. Had a big
definitely is a big blow though.
Edwin for for the Mets, and then now with Hoskins for Philly, like, oof. And it's funny because you usually don't hear a lot of injury happens like this. Like, matter of fact, the World Baseball
WBC,
yeah.
Classic.
The classic. I'm sorry, the classic. Just the fact that you see all those players going down for that. I mean, Altuve, he broke his thumb.
Mm-hmm.
So it was crazy, man. But this has been an unusual spring training for a lot of injuries. You know what I'm saying? So our prayers go out to him. And then last but not least, definitely our prayers go out to free agent tight end Foster Moreau, who played for the Las Vegas Raiders last year. He was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma disease, and he's going to take some time off. So sad to see that, man. hate seeing stuff like that. But he should be. We hopefully he'll be all right. Like I said, our prayers go out to him and his family. So in a much speedy recovery. So
Yeah.
that wraps up quick hits. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
What's up, family? I'm Real Mike Rob. Make sure you tuning in to the 3-Point Conversion Radio. They got all of it, and they keep it funky. Let's get it.
All right, Rue. So, let's get it here, man. We have to talk about the Lamar Jackson situation, man. It's still, it's always going to be here until he gets picked. No one's. Right now, I guess everybody's doing the right thing because everybody's waiting to see what happens with all the cuts and everything else. But it's just weird that you got probably the most dynamic player in the NFL, a former MVP, been in the playoffs every year that he's played, and with no talent, and this guy is still like waiting to be. Yes, he's on a franchise tag, but he's on a low franchise tag, $34 million, and right now no one is even thinking about.
Think Kirk Cousins.
They're not making any. Yeah, they're not even making any strides to get him. So again, I hate to bring this up, but can you put some of the blame on Jackson representing himself?
Yeah, I put a lot of blame on Jackson. I put really majority of the blame on Lamar because this was a year ago. I think we talked about you represent yourself while trying to perform on the field is not going to go right. You need an agent, like Marlon just stated from the very beginning. That's a hard thing to do, and I thought from the very beginning he should never play, should never stepped on the field last season, and I thought last season only worsened his case to get his money. You got hurt again. And I think I told you this, like Harbaugh's playoff record without Lamar is pretty damn good. With Lamar, not good. It's like 1-3. But you're right, he's an MVP though, so it's weird. Like he's that player. So you don't, really see this in a way. We just talked about Uncle Dennis, man. He reminds me of Kawhi. If you put his situation is just like Kawhi. They both have that guy who or want to represent themselves in a way, and he has this guy who the NFL just shunned and said, "No, you can't represent." You know what I'm saying? Both guys sort of had that chip on their shoulder out of college. It basically seems like trust issues, man. That's the dynamic I'm feeling with Lamar right now. I don't know why he doesn't have an agent. Could have had his money. So I blame Lamar.
Yeah, like I said, I just wish he had someone else to manage, his situation or help him better. Because, like you said, right now he would have been signed, I believe, last year.
Sure. Yeah,
and it would have been
deals get done every day, B.
But his decision to play, he bet on himself. And then the sad thing is he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't help his cause.
Mm-mm.
So, but it is what it is, though. But I guess my question is, do you think he can play in another system? Can Lamar play in another system? Because that has to be one of the questions, right? And it's not his fault because he hadn't played. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hadn't played under another system because, that's all he had to play with. That's what we played for. Now they got rid of the OC, bringing another OC in. But even if he doesn't go back to Baltimore, can you see him playing in another system? And I can. We saw it. We played in a pro system in college. I think he has the talent. He hasn't played with talent. He probably hadn't worked on his talent because they don't require him to.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Run the ball. throw it to the tight end. That's it. How many times we see him throw that side, but it's just a 10-yard play or a 10-yard route, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
until
Definitely.
I think you put him in the right position. This dude is dynamic, man. Like, we see him make plays out of nothing when he's dropping back and he's not throwing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But just think if you have talent around him where he can throw the ball, where you have wide receivers, and now when no one's covered, because your safeties are so worried about the wide receivers because they're open or not open, but they don't want them to get open. Now when he takes off running, it's no one there. Because he's going to, if they have a spy, he's going to get past the spy.
Every
So,
time.
Do you feel like he can?
Yeah, definitely. A talent like him, a top 10 talent in the league, definitely can work under the right system. And I think the system that he would it's crazy because he was drafted to me to the perfect situation though. Like, so but I definitely see more potential. It's a higher ceiling than the Ravens with Lamar. I think he sees that. I think the relationship is over with because the whole reason that he had that representative go out and reach out is telling teams, look, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy because it was the perfect system for Lamar. Perfect for him. But I definitely
you think what was the perfect system for him?
But him getting drafted to the Ravens, I think was perfect for Lamar. That's I don't think we would have seen Lamar win the MVP if it. I'm speaking like past tense, but I don't think we would have seen Lamar win an MVP if he didn't get drafted to the Ravens. I don't think he would have been this, who he is now if it wasn't.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't know. Maybe, but think about it. That year he won MVP. He threw 36 touchdowns. Remember, he opened up the season with I think 9 touchdowns first.
Yeah.
Or like 12, something like that in the first 3 games. So because
100 rushing yards.
Yeah, one year I think the first game or second game he had like 5 touchdowns or 4 touchdown passes. So, and that's when Hollywood Brown's rookie year, and they blossomed. They did well. So I don't know, Rule. Like,
yeah,
I hear you, but because
it was perfect for him.
They didn't run it. They start after that season. This is when they start running it more. It felt like because he threw for 3,600 yards. I mean, he didn't throw it a whole bunch, but he threw for over 3,600 yards.
Yeah, 1,200 rushing yards.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I just think that again, if you would put him in the right situation, you would put him where he has. Of course, you got to put him with an offensive coordinator knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? That can say, okay, we want him to expand. We want him to do well. His passing game expand, but at the same time, we still use his gift at running because I don't think. I remember at one point, if you had to run a quarterback, it was like this with Steve Young. I'm gonna take you back before your time. With Steve Young, it was like they would let him drop back and pass because he could pass back in the day in BYU, but they would let him run. It was all right, nothing happens, just run. But once he got with the 49ers, and then they start saying like this dude can throw, he became MVP. And it wasn't because he could run. He had weapons too, but he could throw.
Right.
I think if you throw the ball, if you give him where he can throw the ball but still use his gift, use his gift, but let him be a quarterback. I think it could work. I'm gonna bring that up again for you all just listening. Marlon Malcolm says his gift may be a curse, and you're right, but that's the problem with the NFL. It shouldn't be like that. Why does it have to be like that? We saw it with Vic.
I'm thinking about right now. Your boy who made headlines this week.
Who?
Cam.
Definitely saw it with Cam.
Definitely.
Yep, we saw it with Cam. We saw it with McNabb. And I'm going to tell you why we saw it with McNabb. Not necessarily because McNabb threw the ball. Andy Reid was like, we throwing the ball. But it was more of because I think it wasn't necessarily because he could run the ball, but it was more of like, we can play without receivers. He's that good. Same way with Russ.
Yeah.
Like anybody that's good enough to where when a play break down, they can make things happen. You feel like, all right, I don't need your typical wide receiver, duo or whatever, a good wide receiver, because when it breaks down, he's just gonna run the ball.
See,
Offensive
like
line.
the Eagles didn't do that with Hurts though. They could have. They could have went down that route. They said, "No, we're gonna get you these weapons. We can get you more than just Devontae Smith. Got you, So you know what I'm saying? Some certain teams provide that,
But
certain teams
that's
won't.
Andy Reid. But
Yeah,
that's Andy Reid with Philly. I'm just going by what
yeah.
Marlon said. And then what you're saying, that's them understanding
Mm-hmm.
the talent. The same way I feel
Right.
like it's
The
about
Bears. Your
with the
Bears.
Bears. I mean, you look at what he's getting now is like,
Last year, right? Claypool.
yeah, and then
Even get him.
and now you get DJ Moore and you setting him
Right.
up. He could throw, and I think they might have put that blueprint out. The Eagles did. Hey, if you got this type of quarterback, this is what he can do.
Cardinals did that early with Kyler, going and getting.
Yep.
New.
Yeah. So we can see. So what do you see the best fit for Lamar? What team can you see?
When you ask that, I'm always think when it comes to quarterback.
What?
I think this is the main team that, of course, they don't have a quarterback right now. I mean, do they? Was Purdy that guy? Because that's of course San Francisco. Of course.
But it makes sense, but man,
I don't think any other team fit Lamar better than with Kyle Shanahan. And I know it's so easy to say that, but it's what's stopping it right now? They're not paying no quarterback.
Well, here's the thing with that. Then you have to be realistic and think money and everything that comes with it. Because with Purdy, with Garoppolo, and Purdy nice. Purdy can throw. Like Purdy's nice. I like Purdy. Like it wasn't like he was just a benefit of that off. No, he was making throws. You know what I'm saying? He's gutsy and all of that. But you get to the NFC Championship, the last 3 out of the last 4 years, I believe. Because 2020 they didn't get the 2020 season, they didn't get there. So 3 out of the last 4 years, you get to the
I think I see
championship.
Yeah.
With these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Last year, they missed it because Purdy got hurt, which I believe, I don't know, man. They had a good chance. Then, and when they play LA, Garoppolo, they had the lead. They just squandered the lead.
Yep.
And people can blame that on they could blame that on
10-point lead.
Shanahan, like Marlon just said. But
Super Bowl. I mean, what was that? Yeah, Super Bowl 2019, 10-point lead.
So I guess I'm saying, would you say, okay,
it's a great point.
Now getting the chip is worth, you know what I'm saying? That's great. But at the same time, we're gonna pay this joker 230 mil, 220 mil, all guaranteed. When we've been getting here to the championship I don't know if you do that. I don't know.
And I don't think Lamar cares. I just think Lamar wants his bag. Of course, he'll go anywhere who gives him the bag. So, yeah, I like how you put that. Hey. I don't think it'll happen with the money.
So what about this? What about a team like Indy? I mean, because Indy, you have a good running game. You have a number one wide receiver. You're playing in the dome, so the speed, the turf, that'd be good for him because now you can run the ball, and when he's running, the speed gonna kick in. Because what that'll do is that's gonna help if you put in the scheme. Now, again, you don't necessarily have to run him all the time, but if you do that, the run option play, You put that in your scheme with Jonathan Taylor.
I like that. I ain't think about that.
You can't focus on Taylor, or you can't focus on Lamar. And the funny thing is, you see how it worked with Baltimore, and Baltimore don't even. I mean, for a minute, they didn't even have good running backs. You know, no disrespect to anyone, but
that was a trial by committee.
Right. So, you know, that's all I'm saying. I think, I think it will work if he goes to Indy or whatever. But either or, I think we both agree that no matter what, as long as he playing with playing with another team or any offense, it'll flourish.
Yeah.
Give him some weapons, man. That's all we asking. Just give him some weapons.
Nope.
And I believe that's what he wants. So, all right, man, we're going to wrap this segment up. We're going to be back on the other end, probably to stir up some more controversy. That's how we do, my namesake. But we will be right back.
What up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy Kiss. Right now, you checking out the 3-point conversion.
All right, man. Mr. Controversy here. We got Rue on the other end. And so, Rue, you've been seeing all these upsets happen in college basketball. For instance, we saw San Diego State. We saw them upset Alabama, number 1 Alabama. We saw
Fighting Aztecs.
And we saw Florida Atlantic upset Tennessee.
I can't tell you there. I think it's the Owls.
I don't know. And then we saw the Miami Hurricanes. We know them.
Yeah, we know
Miami
them.
Hurricanes. They upset Houston Cougars, the number 1 Houston Cougars. So, first of all, it's great to see this, I guess. But when I think about saying it's great to see this, does that mean that when it comes to March Madness, we're always rooting for the underdog? Unless we have a specific team, like our favorite team? Is that you? I know it's me. I'm not going to lie.
Naturally, yeah. And then I think that's when it comes out. In comparison to other sports, is college. I think professional, you sort of got that bond with that player. You want to see that player do well, or you know what I'm saying? But with colleges, I think it's the underdogs more. Like we always want to see the team, and that because we don't see it. I think we're gonna get into it. We don't see this with football. We never see it. It's always the top dogs. So with college basketball, that's I think what always makes it different. They got a chance. You know, you go back to George Mason. You go back to just last year, St. Peter's. Right. I think that's what's so special about college basketball is that's like besides like any other sport, that's the one sport I think you can really relate to the underdog and see the underdog doing it. And this year it's been crazy. I think it's going to keep getting crazier and crazier as we keep going along. It started a couple years ago with who was that? The small school out of Maryland, Saint C. UMBC,
something
Rottweilers,
like
like that. Beat Virginia. And we've seen it more and more. 15 seeds and 16 seeds, and before it wasn't possible, but like it didn't seem possible. But now it's like I think we've seen it more and more.
See, and rooting for the underdog, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, like you said, naturally you do. You always want to root for that team that no one gives a chance to. But I think more so it's good to see that you're starting to see teams that don't get a lot of recognition get recognition. You see players that you never heard of.
University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Like who would have ever thought right, at that point, just being real, I probably would have been like, and more than likely that year when we were talking March Madness, I probably said something like, yeah, you got who did they beat that year?
Virginia.
Yeah, that's right, Virginia. I remember that's what first time covering the tournament.
First time it happened.
Yeah, and just saying like, yeah, Virginia is playing McDonald's Tech. I probably gave him that name. You know what I'm saying? But
That's funny.
they're winning. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it's good. But here's the thing that kind of messes it up. What I don't like, but it's catch-22. You have the coaches, like for instance, for Kennesaw State, you got Abdul Rahim doing this thing. Everybody, it was good to see them playing the tournament. They almost won, advanced. Now he's going to start getting offers. He might. I'm hearing that he might go to Cal because of the, connection with his brother that played for Cal, and that's I'm talking about not Rahim, Sharif Abdul Rahim. Yeah. So, but that's the thing. You got these young teams and these mid-major teams, or these teams are not getting recognition. Even the coaches, they start winning, get on a pedestal, put them on a pedestal, or they put them they're on this high platform now. They're doing well. Now you say, okay, we want that coach, which is good for the coach. It's good for the coach, Rue. But at the same time, you take them away from that team now. Now it's like the team got to start all over again. Whereas think about it. And I understand it because the mid-major teams or the smaller schools, you can't afford to pay him what ACC team can pay him, or one of the major conferences can pay him.
Right.
So I get it, but it's like now you start all over. But wouldn't it be dope to see a team just build its way? Because next thing you know, now Kennesaw State becomes
a powerhouse.
It
has to start somewhere, right?
They're going to Conference USA.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that might help, but still, I'm just saying.
It has to start somewhere.
Right. So in saying that, so we see the upsets is great, especially this year. Does this give hope to the college playoff committee and college football that this could work? That maybe we see one. It don't have to be a whole bunch of upsets. Maybe we see one. All they need is one upset, just one.
Yeah, and it'll happen too. I definitely, it gives them hope, but college basketball is different from college football in that aspect. When you say upset, are we talking about an 8 to 12 seed winning it all? Or are we talking about them knocking it?
When the last time we seen a team that shouldn't been a mid-major team or up?
I think we're gonna see that this year though, with college basketball. A team outside of the top, it's possible. And but I still think when it comes to college football, it's gonna be those three teams. I think it's cool and all, but yeah, like Lamar said, they want them in the mix. It's more money, but at the end of the day, I don't think we'll ever see them stretch out and win it all. But
they don't even have to win it all. Just one upset. And
we'll see that. I think that's inevitable. I think we'll see it.
Right? It's 12 teams, right?
Yeah, 12.
So let's say the 10th seed beat the.
And let's give it a name. It could be anybody. It could be LSU. It could be LSU.
Right.
Anybody.
Yeah, but the 10th seed beat the 3rd seed. Then it's.
Yeah, it can happen. It can happen.
Now it makes good for TV, and you start finding yourself and certain fans root for the upset. Because let's be real. One thing, the difference between college football and college basketball is college football, you got a team and you sticking with that team.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing I don't think we've ever seen with college football. We never seen a team get hot in December. We never seen a team get hot in January because it's only 2 games in December and January.
Right.
So I think now we might see that team get hot. So you got a point. You got a point there. We might see a 10th seed get hot. You know what I'm saying? And knock off a 4 seed and then have a chance to beat. So we never seen teams get hot in football.
No.
So with more games, teams, we'll see. So yeah, it gives them hope. It gives college football a lot of hope. I think that was the best thing they could have done.
And again, I just really think that seeing this has got to give them some type of hope with all these upsets, or even just the fact that now it makes and with the playoffs, and I guess what they're trying to do is, because your diehard college football fans, for the most part, you got your team unless your team is out. Now, if I'm an Auburn Tigers fan, I don't care. I want Alabama to lose no matter who they play. Or if I'm a Michigan fan, I'm rooting against Ohio State. But with these 12 teams, you got people that might be from that area where the smaller teams. That's hey, it's watching group. We know they're gonna lose. And they built some steam and they win that first game. Now you got more people watching, is making headlines. Then that's when you're starting to bring those casual fans in. Just think about it. College basketball right now. Tell the truth and shame the devil. How many college basketball games you watch this season?
Maybe two or three.
My point, you got people that don't watch college basketball all year.
2 or 3.
They come to March Madness, they're watching it. College football, you watch college football for the most
all day long.
But for the fans who don't watch it, wouldn't that be something? Now you're getting fans that don't really watch college football to watch it during the playoffs because hey, anything can happen. That's what they're trying to draw. That's what they want.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I don't know. I don't know if we can see it. Like I said, maybe the 10th beating the number 3 seed, but then who's the 10th seed?
That's what I'm saying. We don't know who that 10th seed is going to be. That 10th seed could be on a year like last year. It could be Bama.
And honestly, and that's still good because it now makes it more of a tournament style.
Exactly.
I mean, regardless who's there, you just
haven't seen that.
Like, okay, this could be.
Yeah.
This could be something now. Like, all right, let me watch this because they don't have to be a mid-major team. You don't have to be Texaco, Tech or Walmart State. It don't have to be that. It could be legitimate teams. Now you want those teams in there. You want a team that
they'll fit a couple or one in there. Got Coastal Carolina. They'll get thrashed by 50.
Right. They'll get
first game.
50. That's how it is. Man. But
yeah, you don't know who those seeds are going to be. So
yeah, and all in all, like I said, it's good for college basketball to see this. This is what we want. I know most people find themselves rooting for the underdog unless it's your team. I don't even in football. It's weird. Sometimes I used to think that all right, this playing. The camera told this guy this fan to start crying, whatever. But you don't even see that in college football like that. Where college basketball, you see the tears flowing, the passion from the fans to the players to the coach. Like you hate for them players to cry and all that, but at the same time, it's just a dope atmosphere to see that, man, and to be in an arena. Like if you haven't gone to a game, if you can afford to get a chance to go check it out. When I say that the atmosphere, the energy, the vibe is totally different. Crazy, man. It's crazy. So, all right, y'all, we're going to take another quick break. He said college football surrender. Cobra. It's surrender Cobra. The camera catches. Right. Uh-huh. Yep. You're right. They be looking at different stuff too, them college football cameras though. We ain't gonna keep that. They be looking at players' girlfriends and stuff and players' mom. Rather than, college basketball, you focus on kids and the parents and just overall, energy, whatever. So, all right, y'all, we're going to take a quick break and we're about to get controversial again. I guess we should name it the controversial show today, man. So, we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back.
What's going on? Pastor 10 here, and you're listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
All right. So it was something came up yesterday in sports with the NBA. Shout out to my guy Kendrick Perkins. You already know Kendrick is that guy, and Kendrick is that dude. You know, a lot of people don't like Kendrick. I ain't gonna lie, I mess with Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know people think he says stuff off the wall. People think that he does. Um, you know, because he wasn't a good player, he don't know what he's talking about because he doesn't talk like everyone that's in the media or on TV, whatever. But Kendrick, like I said, Kendrick's my guy. He gonna tell the truth. He gonna say what he say. He gonna be real. He's gonna come from a fan's perspective, and that's what I like about Kendrick, right? So Kendrick came out and said that Zion Williamson should be traded. Oof. So I'm gonna let you start with this, Rue. When you hear Kendrick saying that, do you agree with his statement?
Hell no, I don't agree with his statement. Not yet. Not yet, man. Because it's funny, I just had this discussion about Zion not too long ago. When Zion's healthy, man, this dude's a top 10 player in the league, no doubt about it. Just check the stats, check the numbers. He's averaging 25, I think it's 26 and 6 in like 100 games played. 26 and 6 in 100 games played. Like, let's not just shun that. When Zion is on the court, he's a force. And I think the Pelicans have, you saw where they were when Zion was healthy. They were the number 1 seed. So,
right.
And when he left, they dipped. They dipped bad. So no, not yet. Not yet. I mean, stop it, Kendrick. He was gonna get my stop it for saying that today. But I kind of want to look at that aspect. Well, Zion, would he be better elsewhere? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But if I was the Pelicans, I'm speaking for the Pelicans. No way. And I think that's what the question was asked. No way if I was the Pelicans, I would think about trading Zion. He's still gonna bring, when he's healthy, he's still gonna bring fans in the seats, and he's still a top 10 player to me in the league. I don't think we there's nothing like Zion in the league, man, when healthy. He was showing that. He showcased that every night. And I think people forget. It's so quick to forget what he did, just a few years ago, when he tied Shaq for the most consecutive, I think it was 40 in a row, 20 and 60% games or something like that,
right.
from the field. So Zion's a force to be reckoned with. He just got to get, he definitely, he got to get on the court, man, because best ability is what we all know. So, and if he's not on the court, me talking is not helping him. He's not helping my case every night. He doesn't play. So,
well, this is what I say, Ru. I agree with him. This is why I agree with him, because I think that when this guy's not on, he's been off the court more than he's been on the court, and this is his what? What is this? His 3rd year?
Fourth. He came in 2019.
Okay.
It's his 4th season.
Okay. It's 4th season. He's been off the court.
See how Laker fans do, just pop up.
He's been off the court more than he's been on the court. Off the court more than he's been on the court. So if that's the case, dude, you're not helping our franchise. You might be holding us back. I know this is not football, but if you can trade and get what you need out the trade as far as the players, what positions you need, or trade for another superstar, make a blockbuster trade.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to do something, man. Because what good is it if you can't play on our team? If you're on our team but you're not playing, I'm sorry, and I know, like you said, the key words I took from you, what you say. He's a top 10 player when he's on the court.
When he's on the court, for sure.
The key word
we knew the case with Zion.
But look, the key word is win. It should be a win.
But we knew the case with Zion in college. I don't think it's so far gone to the point where we got to trade him. It's not Lonzo Ball territory.
But if you only playing 35% of the games, why dude, we paying you all this money?
I think you got to give it more time. I think you got to give it
how many more years?
At least another season. At least
it's been 4 years.
But he's played. He's played two. He's played.
No, he played one.
One and a half.
His rookie year. Other than that, I don't think he's finished the season.
He was an all-star that season, that rookie year.
Yeah, that's the only season. Other than that, bruh, you hadn't played. No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at Embiid. Look at Embiid. Perfect.
Embiid hold on. Embiid was 4 years. But Embiid, you didn't see Embiid miss 4.
It was the same thing.
No, Embiid missed time, but Embiid missed maybe
3 years. Embiid missed 3 years, bro.
No, he didn't miss no 3 years.
He missed 3 years. He did. He got drafted in 2015 and started playing till like 2018. He got drafted in 2014. Number 1 pick, 2014. Go look it up. Embiid missed 3 years. His first 3 years.
I don't think he got drafted 2014. I don't think it was that far.
Yeah, he got drafted 2014 because Ben was 2016. And Cat and Devin Booker was 2015.
You're right. Let me see.
Yeah, 2014. He missed 3 years. That's just the league now, though. Fultz, look at Fultz. I mean, that's it's just got Ben Simmons. Look at all the top picks.
No, I get it, but what I'm saying is with Zion, with Joel missed 2 or 3 years. Joel missed 2 or 3 years. Like he didn't play at all. Then he came back. Now he would get injured. He would miss 10 to 12 games, but he would finish out the season.
I think Zion's that same type of player, though.
No, Zion is maybe coming back, after a month, but then get hurt and miss almost the whole season. That's different. Now, if he was hurt and he just didn't play the first 3 seasons, and then once he got on the court, all right, he's starting to develop. But it's like every year he's getting hurt.
No, time is on your side with this. Time is definitely on your side, but I think stats are on my side with this one. When Zion is on the court, it's like how can you trade this?
He got drafted too. So look, this is what it was. He missed the first 2 years. Joel. And then the third year, they brought him back. He only played 31 games. They brought him back slowly, right? But after that, at least he's played 63, 64, 1920, it was shortened year, 51. The next year he missed 30 games, 51 to 68, and now 60 this year. He's played, which he's gonna play, close to like 5 more. So all I'm saying is he's finishing the season. Zion is missing the best part of the season.
Zion's on the way back though. So I think he's on the way back. I think he's definitely gonna make for the play-in game. Because I think that's where it'll end up. I think Zion would definitely be on the court for playing game.
It's been reported he's going to be reevaluated another 2 weeks.
I'm saying 2 weeks. That's
reevaluated, not that you coming back.
I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back for the playing game. I really do.
Put it like this: if he does come back, and I hope he comes back, then cool. Because when he got hurt this time, it was like, man, all right, he got hurt. Like, here we go.
He was balling.
Right, but look at the team now.
They were number 1.
And what are they now?
I'm saying, without him, they dropped the team.
So my point is,
that goes to show his value.
But if he continues to do this, why keep him? He's done this for the last 3 years. That's all I'm saying, Rue. Now, if he comes back and play, and they mess around and make a little run, okay, I got you. But if he doesn't come back, this is the 3rd year in a row where this joker's been hurt and missed. Like, I would think about it. I mean, I would really.
I wouldn't think of.
Because look what you can get back. I mean, because you got some owner or some GM that's like, hey, we can put We could put butts in the seats.
But that's
he
the
can
thing.
he can even help our team. And you might be able to get a superstar that could push your team toward. I mean, you trade Zion, you're gonna get a great ransom back. You don't think?
I don't think you'll, especially with what you're talking about. That's the same thing, the injury bug. Why would anybody pay a high price for that? But that's what I'm saying. That's why
they keep him.
I don't think you take that risk though to get what back. I'm thinking as a Pelican, I gotta put my Pelicans hat on. I'm not trading them to get who. I don't think you're getting a superstar back. We just saw what KD got in return. He got 2 role players, Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson.
That's different. That's different because Brooklyn was trying to move. They was trying to clear space and all. That's different.
I wouldn't say a superstar.
That's different. Like right now, New Orleans is on the fringe of trying to make.
I like that team though. When they're healthy, I like CJ.
I think when they're healthy,
we have to see it. Right, we have to see it.
He hasn't been healthy.
We've seen it. We've seen the potential. Number 1 seed. I know it was early, but it was the first quarter of the season. It was 25, 30 games.
Right. No, you're right. I agree. When that team is healthy and he's healthy, I like it. I like them. They're the new young team. And I understand why you would want to see it again. But again,
he got his deal. He got his deal last year.
Yeah. But again,
and it's the first year of the deal.
No, right. But I'm okay, and that makes a lot of right there, because you said that. Now I can say maybe let's see one more. But
one more. You ask me this next year, my opinion might be different.
I just think right now, teams will get them. I mean, you. Here's the question, and we'll wrap it up with this. Here's the question: do you risk having this guy for 10 years to maybe get a chip for one? One chip.
Having this guy for 10 years.
So what I'm saying is, I asked that question. I posed that question because what if they make Portland a deal they can't refuse?
To get Dame?
To get Dame. On that team. Because now Blazers, you're getting a future you can build around. You already got a whole bunch of young cats on the squad. You trade.
I would do that.
You trade him to Portland. They get Dame. Now with the Pelicans, you got Dame and CJ back together again. You got you still got Brandon Ingram. You know, you got Alvarado. You got all the other young cats there. And we don't
do that.
We don't blame Dame for them losing. It's not Dame's fault that Portland.
But then that's the thing. Dame making 60. But you do trade it. I would do it. He said Zion Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying he away from good food, from what I hear, and all that. You know,
Pacific Northwest got the best food though. Best seafood. If you like seafood,
right? But it ain't fried. It ain't that.
Yeah, it ain't got that.
New Orleans, boy. But I'm just saying, you can trade them. What if? I know it's. What if they trade them for the Hawks? Would the Hawks do it? You get Zion. You got DJ.
Yeah, I would do it for sure.
Trade him for
JC. Yeah. I put JC in there.
Oh, forget that. Or you trade him.
The money makes sense with JC in there.
Yeah.
Get Capella too.
Oof. But if you trade him for Trae Young and
we ain't doing all that.
Or trade him for DJ and JC.
Yeah, we could talk now. I'm upset with DJ, man. We'll get into that in a minute. It needs to be said.
But all I'm saying is, I just really think that 4 years is enough. Like I said, at least.
Somebody said in the chat, I think he said one more year wouldn't matter.
He said one. one more year,
not yet.
Because think about it, at least with Joel, that 4th year, it was like that 3rd year was like, man, they need to let him go. The 4th year he came back, he played 63 games, and then he averaged 22.9. And then from there you start to see him. But right now, you're not. We saw how good he could be.
And what was wrong with MB? Was he just hurt, or it
was his back? He had a problem. Like his back was like. That was different. That's what I'm saying. That was different. He keep having problems. And then his joker be out. They say he's gonna be out 3 weeks. Then it turned into 5 weeks. Then it turned to 7 weeks. Every year. That's not happening with Embiid. Embiid, they knew what the problem was when they got him. And it worked out for him. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. So look. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna be back. We're gonna talk more.
Zion be on Uncle Ben's.
You said what?
Zion be on the Uncle Ben's. Too much Uncle Ben's.
And so that's like I said, we just gotta get them straight up, man. We gotta. I don't know. I just say we gotta see, bro. Like it ain't gonna work out. I would trade him. All right, man. We're gonna take a quick break, bro. We're gonna be back with the Stop It segment in a minute. Brew, you got one last word, bro?
Oh no, man. No, I'm ready. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. You know what I mean? Everything sound good. We good?
No, yeah, we good. I'm just making sure I'm just making sure, bro. Like you say, keep him so. All right, y'all. We'll be right back.
Hey, yo, check 1, 2. Flavor in the building. And you know who you listening to? The 3-Point Conversion. Flavor in the building.
All right, we are back. And it is time for the Stop It segment. And I'm going to go first. And my Stop It, I don't know if I gotta give a Stop It to first. I think it was this week I saw it. Kendrick Perkins first. My first Stop It. Kendrick came out and said that if he played in today's game, I feel what he was trying to say, but if he played in today's game, he would be a top 5 center.
I feel like he said
Stop
that
it.
before.
I saw it today. I don't know when it came out. I mean, not today. I saw it this week. I don't know when it came out, but still, if I didn't give it to him then, I'm gonna give it to him now. If I was played in league today, I'd be a top 5 center. Stop it. So they get a stop it for that. But then my other stop it goes to Mark Cuban. So I don't know if you saw it. It was Tuesday night. And Tuesday night, they played Golden State. So we talked about that game beforehand, right? And with Golden State, it was a sequence where I think Golden State had the ball. And they what happened? They had the ball, and it was a out of bounds play. It went out of bounds, and Dallas thought it was their ball. It was confusing. I think they called it Dallas ball first, and then the refs huddled and said it was Golden State ball. They never told Dallas supposedly that it was Golden State's ball, and Golden State was under their basket. Then next thing you know, when they gave the they put the ball in, Golden State was under their basket, under the rim. Everybody else, Dallas and everybody else was on the other side, which even if it was Dallas ball, why are you not on the other side? Why are you not right there? Why are y'all on the other side of the court? Which didn't make sense to me. But either or, they say they didn't know, had no recollection of it was their Golden State's ball. Golden State inbound the ball in front of their basket. No one was there, and they just laid the ball right in, right? This is like a minute and 12 seconds left in the third quarter, and Dallas ended up losing by 2 points. They want to protest that game and say, not protest, but I've got the word they use, but basically saying that that was the play that caused them to lose. Stop it. Bro, that was in the third quarter. That was late third quarter. Y'all lost by 2, and you saying that's the play that y'all lost? I mean, Rue, come on, man, help me out.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you, bro. Cuban's just salty, man. You know how that go.
But yeah, you can't. Come on, man. You tripping, man. You tripping on that. But go ahead. What's your stop it?
Nah, man. My stop it came last night. I don't know if anybody saw this morning or but it was a women's basketball player, man. Elisa Brett. She was punched in the face, man. And you got to see it. I don't know who I want to give my stop it to. Her, but because she didn't have her guards up, like she didn't know it was coming, or the girl who did it, man. But y'all got to check that out. I wish we could show it right now. I should have sent it to you.
What happened now? So what happened?
Oh, it was in the line. You know the handshake line after the game. Yeah. She walked her down. Black girl, white girl. You know, black girl got the best of her.
But I don't get what's to stop it.
No, my stop is for Shorty not being ready, man. You gotta know that's coming. Y'all definitely she had to have checked you in the game. Like, yeah, like you thought she was just gonna shake your hand.
You mean how she was acting? That one last night. That was the night before.
That was the night before last?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she gets my stop it for not being ready. Not
she's
having
like
her cards up.
Oh, like she was like, what? Like, yeah.
Yeah, she was like, what are you talking about? What's going on?
For all you all listening, I'm
Mario definitely needs to stop it.
Marlon Malcolm, if y'all listen to the podcast, Mario Chalmers said Marlon says Mario Chalmers need to stop it for saying that nobody feared LeBron then, and they still do. I don't think they fear LeBron anymore. He gets to stop it for saying they never did. I don't think. Drew, you think they feel it? You think they still feel LeBron?
Yeah, that's what Mario said.
I mean, do you still think they fear LeBron? I don't think.
No.
That's why the Lakers not winning.
Yeah, not know what. No, who said that they do? Kendrick.
No, Marlon just said he think they do.
No.
I don't think they do. That's why, because when they feared him, because LeBron is still putting up the same exact numbers he was putting up then with teams that weren't that good, but because of his fear, that's what won them. But now they're not fearing him; they going back at him. I don't know about that, Marlon. I think now it's just, and me and Damian, shout out to Damian Adams, we went back and forth with this because shout out to Big Bro, Chris Broussard. Big Bro said that one of his guys said that they compared that to LeBron and what's going on with LeBron and Van Feer, and the difference between LeBron and Jordan was, like he said, an athlete says it was like Tyson. It's like Tyson and Mayweather. People feared Tyson. People were scared of Tyson when they fought him. Right? Like it was a fear factor. When they fought Mayweather beat him. And they knew it was going, we all knew he was going to beat him, but they weren't fearful when they got in the ring with Mayweather. They just beat him.
I think where LeBron lost his fear factor is the losses, man. The losses. They just was piling up. It got to a point where you see somebody lose so much. It's like, man,
right. You can't,
you can't do nothing because 12 was his best year. After he won the titles and especially that first one with the Thunder, that was his best year.
Right.
Come back from the Mavs. But after that, Curry and Durant really took his soul out. You know what I'm saying? I think Durant took the fear from LeBron.
Right.
But no, I don't think it was before then, though, man. Because
bro, you talking to me or you talking to somebody?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm talking to you, man. But because I think KD took the soul out of the fear out of LeBron, like the final.
I don't think he took his soul, but I just think you didn't have. It just wasn't there anymore. Like it,
Right.
it was no. It's just no. Like you said it right at first. When he started losing,
Yeah, the losses. Yeah.
okay, he gonna score his points, but I could beat him. You know, I'm not scared. I'm not really scared to go against him now. I could give him this, and then with him not playing defense either, I could go against him. It's not as scary. So yeah, you might score 30, LeBron, but I'm about to give you 30 as well. And I think that's the difference versus with Mike or with LeBron in the past. You were just nervous. I don't know, this dude gonna give me 38 and 7, which he's still doing.
Ain't get the dub.
Ain't gonna get the dub, and it was just a fear factor. You know, like I talked about this this week. What the difference? The only thing about fear is just knowing the fact that you're afraid to attempt to challenge whatever you're fearful of. That's it. Fearful is mental. It's a mind thing. It's nothing that you can't do. You're feared. You're fearful of trying to attempt whatever the challenge is or whatever it is. That's all it is. So, but all right, bro. We're gonna take a break, bro. We're gonna get back to this. We gotta come back and talk about these Atlanta Hawks, and then we got to talk about Dallas Mavericks and the Lakers and all of that, bro. So we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna give this motivational speech, and we will be right back.
Yo, this is K Boogie here with your food for positive thoughts on the 3-point conversion with our boy, Mr. Controversy. The more you make excuses is the longer you stay in your holding pattern. That's the longer you don't move from that position that you're in. Listen, I used to be the king of excuses. I used to make excuses for why I didn't start my channel. I made excuses for why I wasn't doing videos. I made excuses for why I wasn't starting my brand. Just made excuses, man, because I felt, you know what? It was fear. When you make excuses, you're just fearful for taking that step. You're fearful to taking that try. What does it hurt to try? What does it hurt to go out and try it? The longer you make excuses is the longer you keep yourself in that holding pattern, and you don't even get to try to see what could possibly happen with that brand, with that business, with that, degree, whatever it is. Let's stop making excuses and let's step out and let's try. At least try. I mean, sure, if you try, you just don't know. You may succeed on that first try, third try, fourth try, whatever it is, just try it. Just go out and try it. Making excuses, that doesn't benefit us, and it doesn't get us what we desire and what we're dreaming about. So, remember that you are equipped. Excuses is not the way. Go get yours. Peace.
All right.
This is K Boogie.
3-point conversion sports lounge. We got Rue in the building. Rue has been fired up today, y'all.
Not yet, man. This next topic.
Hold on. We got some more stories. How about that ESPN clown who said the Falcons had a rough off-season? I don't know. Sports Live in the ATL. What you think, Rue?
I want to know. I want to know who said that, because I thought the Falcons had a great offseason.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Okay, I thought it was talking about before the free agency. You're right. Yeah, they tripping.
Yeah, I thought they had I gave them an A+. I
agree. Don't use excuses, accept what it is, and don't be afraid to fail. That's what holds people back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he says excuses are for lazy people. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate the comments, man. Keep them coming. All right, man. Atlanta Hawks. So they win one, they lose one. They win and lose. They'll beat a good team, then they'll lose to a team that's not that good.
Right.
So what do you say? You know what? We shot you out, bro. We put it out there. But Rue, what you think so far, man? Can you blame this on Quinn?
Nah, I don't think you could blame it on Quinn. I don't think you could blame the rest of this season on Quinn either. But it's a little like concerning, man. It's a little concerning. Like I thought the team, I'm seeing the same effort some nights that we saw in Nate. Some of these games. Game with the Timberwolves, the first game with the Timberwolves, especially. I'm seeing I thought it would be a little different. I thought like I'm trying to see what Quinn provides that Nate didn't. And I'm not seeing that right now. I'll tell you what, since the Nate firing, is one guy who has been playing terrible, below his pay grade, and that's DeJounte Murray. He's had an awful March. His March has been terrible.
I think don't he got a
Yeah, he does have a baby. He did have a baby. He did. So maybe you could attribute it to that. You might be on to something right there. You might be on something because this month has been terrible under Quinn.
That game, when he
first game with the Timberwolves. It was 2 for 18.
Yeah, when he was in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. No, they were out of. Or were they? Okay, yeah, they were in Atlanta.
Bro, he was fumbling balls and
man.
I'm like
5-6 turnovers.
You're gonna get caught doing something like you know how you get.
It makes you think.
Discombobulated.
Makes you think, bro. I think he's averaging 14 and 6 this month, man. Yeah, that's one. Ever since Quinn has got the job, we have not seen DeJounte Murray play well.
Right.
So
that could be it, bro. Like, cause that ain't like you said. He's been like that was the thing before Quinn, and
he was balling.
He was the most consistent.
Right?
Yeah, he's
scoring career highs.
He's the most consistent. Now you don't have to be quiet. Sports Live, we good. Keep them coming. But yeah, we. I really think with Quinn, like I said, you can't see. I think he's still learning the team, man. They learning him. They're adjusting with him. I know he's getting the most out of Trey. I know that. Even John has kind of stepped up a little bit. I don't know if I don't know necessarily if we can say DeJounte's not playing good on it just because of what they're doing. I don't think it's that. But what I like is you're starting to see a better rotation out of the Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
I like the ball movement. So I don't want to blame him. I mean, this dude still came in with no training camp, no anything, man. Everybody's learning on the fly. So in actuality, it might make sense that they're losing the way they're losing.
Close games.
Yeah, you still gotta get this scheme going, man. You still gotta understand the scheme. You gotta understand his language, the way he coaches. What I do like is you probably don't get to see it on television. You'll see it tonight. Watch how when whoever it is, usually we'll start off with anybody's going in the game, he'll come to the scores table. He might say something to him like, do this, do that, whatever, right? Always having dialogue with the players. Even during the game, you will see him talking to other players during the game. Like he's talking to other players like how you would see Coach Knight or, them great, Coach K, the great coaches do while the game's going on. Go to football, Bill Belichick. You know how Belichick do with the defense while the game going on? You will see that with him. Then, of course, we mentioned it so many times on here the last few weeks, the way he talks to Trey. So I like what he's doing as a coach, and I like the culture he's setting as a coach. They play hard. They're playing much harder. I don't think that I don't think that it's more of him. You know what I'm saying? I just think they need to it's going to take time, man. It's going to take more. I think next season is where we will really see, all right, let's see what they do. And we kind of already alluded to this. Is it too early to say that getting DJ might have not have been a good idea? Like you said, I think the fact that, bro, I think it's more so he got that baby on the way, man. That's why he's acting like that.
Yeah, you said it. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that.
We have never. And then a player's okay to have a bad few games, right? If you've been consistent.
It's been a month.
He's been the most consistent. I mean, Trey always gonna get you 27 and 10, but I'm just saying he was kind of like the most consistent player, pretty much the most consistent player in, for the Hawks. So I don't think, I know we're hearing a lot of people get rid of DJ, but I don't think that should.
Nah. I want to know what we got though, man. Like what kind of player we got? Like who is he? Still trying to figure him out. You know, I think we all are. Because when the trade happened, I think all Hawks fans were happy. You know, the team is finally getting Trey some help with trying to make the initiative. But I think it's still a who is DeJounte Murray. You know, so I think that's a process.
Right. All right. So let's transition, man, to the NBA. So with the playoffs coming up, how disappointing is it to see the Mavs play the way they're playing?
It's not disappointing. I love it. I think I do. All right. So generally speaking,
why you love it? What?
I love it because I think that's what you get with Luka. This is what you get with Luka.
But I don't think. Oh, so you a Magic Bird, Larry Bird. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird type. So Trey.
No, not necessarily. So it formulates from that. When people say you can't win, I think they're right in the same position. They're right in the same boat. If you look at their career. But of course, Luka's better. But I think with Luka, when you throw all your eggs in a basket with him, this is what you get. And I think that's what they've always gotten with Luka. I don't think nobody could play with him. See other guys' games flourish when not with him. I just think I don't.
But is that Luka or I can't say this Luka?
I just think I call it Luka ball.
It's Luka ball, but I don't think it's him more so of the scheme. It's a gift and a curse because it's like LeBron. I mean, LeBron was winning, of course, but it's like LeBron. If you were a great player or was playing great before you went to LeBron, then when you play with LeBron, especially as a power forward, whatever, point guard, he's going to take that away because he's so great and he's so good at all of the facets of the game that he has to be a point guard. He has to be a power forward. He has to be your small forward. So now your power forward can't flourish and get the ball in the post because you got to have the ball in LeBron's hands. So I think with Luka, coaches hadn't been able to figure it out and say that, hey, we want to go ahead. Let's play a game where Luka, why don't we put you in the post? I mean, you handle the rock, but you got to pass the ball. And he passed the ball, but the offense just can't be circled around you and you have it
so slow, man. The pace is so slow.
They need to get rid of it. I agree. They need to get rid of it. Why not?
I was watching them. I probably watched them twice in the past couple of weeks. I'm talking about full games that come on TV, and I'm looking at the pace when Luka's on the court because they got this young dude, Jaden Hardy. I don't know if you saw him from the G League. Yeah. When he's out there, he's running and gunning. I'm like, I like this Dallas team when he's out there. The pace, Luka get back on. It's everybody get that extra breather when Luka's back on the court. You get them extra breaths in, but it's football, man. I just don't think it's. I don't think it's a winnable like system, man. I don't see it.
All right, so you don't think it's Kyrie system? You don't think it's Kyrie?
I mean, if it doesn't happen this year, it's not going to happen because Kyrie's not coming back to Dallas.
Right, but I'm saying you don't think it's Kyrie that.
Oh no, I don't think it's Kyrie. I think it's Luka.
The weird thing is when they play with each other, they have a record. Then when it's Kyrie, they have a decent record. Without Kyrie, it's weird. But when they play together, it's different. And I mean, again, to me, I don't want to go on this rant again. I know I always go on this rant, but it's what NBA is today, man. It's I have the if I got the ball, it's 1-on-1. Well, it's 2-on-1. It's me and the person who's going to make the screen, make the pick, whatever, and that's it. So and right now they don't even do the pick and roll. Well, let me do the pick and roll. It's more of I just need you to do this so we can switch players. So now I can get this defender on me. That's all it is. And then everybody clear out. Everybody's on the 3-point line. That's all it is. The best teams don't play like that. The best teams don't play like that at all. So I think that's the difference with that team. They don't have no continuity. And it's not, like you said, it's not built for that. It's Luka ball. So, but I'm telling you a team that has a little continuity going right now, better than before the season, and that's the LA Lakers. The LA Lakers right now, they're in the 8th position. Believe they're 37, or maybe I'm let me see, but they're 500. First time they've been 500 since beginning of the season, like the beginning of the season for real. So the Lakers are 37. Without LeBron, they're the 8th seed right now. Look, they're 2.5 games behind the Warriors for the 6th seed. 2.5 games behind the Suns for the 5th seed. They're saying LeBron could come back. They're tied with the Minnesota Timberwolves for the 7th seed. Now, the bad thing is they're only half game up on the Pelicans and
look at the other side,
Thunder, and Dallas Mavericks.
And I think we should compare them to that other side more so than that front side.
I don't know, because Golden State they got a big win last night against Philly, but Golden State, they haven't playing well. Clippers, they just lost. Appreciate it, Sports Live.
No sweat.
But they just lost to.
They lost PG, but
they lost PG. I'm sorry, they lost PG. Yeah. So all I'm saying is, hey, Lakers got a chance to move down now. And then again, this is without LeBron. But I will say this, Rue: if LeBron comes back and they start to dip, what is that going to say? That's all I'm saying. What is that going to say? So all I know is that right now, if I think Lakers got a chance to move up with LeBron, but again, if they lose without him, they lose with him, then they got to make some decisions. But
they definitely have to make decision time. No, you're right. I think that's what it says. It's decision time. It's time to start. It's time. Kind of got to come down from that high, LA. It's time to start thinking about life after Bron, because I know it's been fun, but I've always thought they should have been thinking sort of like that, even last year. I don't see them making it though, man. I think they'll make the play-in. Of course, we'll cover that. We'll talk about it, but
I don't know, man. They got a good chance, and if they do, you might want to say, watch out. For some reason, this nucleus they have right now, they're playing better, and they're playing great. But all right, you all, we're going to take a break, and we're going to be back for the injury report. So don't go anywhere and stay tuned. All right, we'll be right back.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
All right, y'all. So we got some family in the building, and we got to bring in none other than orthopedic for Ortho Atlanta, my guy, Dr. Donnie Fowler III. What's going on, Doc?
Hanging out. How you guys doing?
We're good, man. We're good. So let's get to it. First of all, I apologize, Doc. I felt like I jinxed y'all. I didn't think about when I asked you the question, like when y'all get past the, y'all play this like y'all were gonna win, and when it lost, I was like, man, I put that on me. I apologize.
It's okay. That's why I say I never look past the next game. And
yep, you did say that.
and credit, granted, I was happy to see Tennessee lose then after that, but credit to Tennessee. I mean, they played physical basketball, which is what they need to do to win, and Duke didn't respond. So they deserve to win. And we had our guy, Mark Mitchell, go out at the last minute with a knee injury, who's probably our best defender, may have made a difference, but I'm just hoping some of those freshmen come back and we'll see what we got next year. So we'll see.
So let's get to it. Man, Paul George had a nasty injury. It looked worse, I guess, than what it is. When he sprained his knee earlier this week. Now they're saying he will be reevaluated in 2 to 3 weeks. And I know before you said when they say you're going to be reevaluated, of course that doesn't mean you're coming back. Then that just means let's see how it looks. Usually, typically, let's say it's positive. What's the time frame after that then?
Yeah, I think it depends on what he's actually able to do over these next 2 to 3 weeks until they reevaluate. Kind of like you said, when you watch it, it looks really bad. But in a way, the thing to take away, anytime the knee actually goes kind of more backwards like that, even though it looks bad, it's usually better that typically you're not tearing ligaments. Like in his case, it usually just stretches out the capsule or the lining around the knee. It's when that knee buckles inward, that's always kind of probably they're done, ACL plus other things too. So doesn't mean it still wasn't a bad injury, like you said. I would guess that he'll kind of shut it down for probably the first at least 7 to 10 days, kind of get any inflammation and swelling down, try to start working the light things. So in 2 to 3 weeks, maybe he's coming back doing some on-court stuff. That obviously takes you into the playoffs. So assuming all goes well, I could see him possibly entering at some point during the first round, maybe not right at the very beginning, but possibly somewhat into the middle of that first round playoff series.
So wait, so when they're saying we're going to reevaluate you in 2 to 3 weeks or whatever the time may be, they're not the athlete or the player, wherever he or she is, they're not doing any activities to get it better. They're just like resting.
No, I mean, they'll be doing, like right now, he's doing probably ice and cryo and stim and you name it, like just like I said, to get inflammation and pain and all that down so you can actually start getting the motion and strength back. I think they're basically just saying don't expect any, updates on, when are we going to be coming back onto the court, et cetera. It doesn't mean they're not doing anything right now. Like I said, it's just more he's at least out that long before even considering kind of putting him back out on the court. But he's still doing things for rehab and recovery in the meantime.
Okay, got you. Man, Ben Simmons, he just came back with a diagnosis. They're saying that he's going to be out with a nerve impingement in his back. What is that exactly? Has he had this the last 2 years? Oh, I'm sorry. Has he? I'm not going to do that. What's because he's been. So what's going on with him, Doc? What does this mean?
Yeah. So, well, one, I don't know. Would you want Ben Simmons on your team at this point if you were a coach or GM?
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, in all due respect, I mean, if and I haven't seen his scans, but I mean, nerve impingement is usually where you have a herniated disc in your back that's pinching on one of the nerves coming off the spinal cord. And that can be certainly very painful and dysfunctional and not allow you to even move well, let alone run and jump, etc. He's had a history of back issues in the past. So more than likely, I would say it's kind of more of what we call like acute on chronic, where some of that damage or disc disease or degeneration was already there and it's kind of flared up and gotten worse. But he certainly seems like he's becoming someone, all jokes aside, that you don't really want to touch as far as rolling him out there on your team, I feel like. But
And I'll ask you this. I know you're not a psychiatrist or anything like that, but still you deal with injuries. Can your mental, I guess where you are mentally, can that affect injuries as well? Because, for instance, prime example, Isaiah Thomas always talks about the first time, well, not always, but he talked about one time, the first time when he realized he was like ready to retire. He said he remember, he always loved to go to practice and and walk through and all of that, no matter what. And he said, a shoot around, I should say. But he said one day he was at the pool away, sitting at the pool at the hotel, and it was time to get up and go. And he said he just kept looking at his watch and he looked at the sun and look at his watch. And when he knew it was over, like he said it scared him, like, because they'd never been in this position. The next week, he was scared that, man, am I losing the game? Am I really wanting to retire? And he said then the next week, like that next game, he tore his ACL. So can your mental state affect injury?
I mean, yes is the short answer. I think it hasn't gotten as much attention in the past and it has more recently, but the mental aspect of an injury and recovery is sometimes, I would say, as important as the physical part of it too, because if your head is not syncing up with your body and what it needs to do, and you having the confidence to move or run or jump or cut or pivot in the way that you're supposed to, if you're holding back, if you're hesitating, that certainly can predispose you to, further injury and issues. So there are times where an athlete physically is recovered even from an injury, but mentally they're not there yet. And that can certainly have an impact on your ability.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. So yeah, I always wondered that. Now, moving on to baseball, Jose Altuve broke his thumb in the World Baseball Classic. How long do you anticipate him being out? Especially because with him playing the position he plays, shortstop, of course, swinging the bat, but definitely with shortstop and handling the ball and everything like that.
Yeah, so they're saying at least 2 months, which, some thumb injuries, depending on the sport, depending on the position, guys are back in a few weeks. But obviously, I think this was a more serious one where there was a fracture that they had to fix. And depending on if it was closer to a joint, you got to be even more careful to give it adequate time to heal so that, you don't have any long-term issues or arthritis that develops, et cetera. So they're talking about similar this term reevaluating, not even reevaluating him for 2 months. And that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be back right away at 2 months. So I think the soonest that you're going to possibly see him is sometime in June. Because yes, to grip, swing a bat, throw, field, et cetera, I mean, it's pretty important to have a normal functioning thumb. So.
And then last but not least, we talked about it today. You saw Reese Hoskins. He tore his ACL. And we know he's going to be out for the year, but how much at 100%? I mean, how much will it take him to get to 100% to get back playing?
Yeah, another obviously tough, kind of just one of the fluke things where his foot just caught kind of the weird way in the grass, and if you look closely, you see his knee buckle inward, which is kind of what I was saying before with Paul George. His went backwards. Backwards is always better than when your knee goes inwards, but his knee went inwards, and it was pretty clear what happened. Again, everyone's a little different with ACLs. Usually you say somewhere between 8 to 12 months to really be recovered, depending on if there's any other like meniscus or ligament damage in there too. So that would certainly put him out this season unless something miraculous happens. I think they talked about a second opinion, but the writing's on the wall as far as what has to happen when you tear your ACL. But again, he could still be compromised even going into next year. I mean, we've seen with Acuna, who had come back a season later after his ACL tear, and he was very somewhat outspoken about saying like mentally he wasn't there and physically he wasn't quite there. So you'd like to think that maybe Acuna, now his second season back after ACL, might be a little bit more back to his normal self. But most people would say that Acuna wasn't the same player last year when you watched him.
Because I think he hit like 9 home runs or something like that, which is not Acuna. How many home runs he hit, but usually he going for 30 and he didn't hit a lot of home runs. Yeah, like I said, I wonder what's going on with that situation. It's a great point, and we'll see. But yeah, I just wondered with mental, like that affect, and just funny, and you bring that up with this situation, like we talked about as far as with Ben Simmons. Yep. So I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Ben Simmons. All right, man. So, but Doc, we definitely appreciate you for coming on, like always. And we will talk to you next week.
All right. Have a good one, Mr. Controversy.
All right. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue the show on. We're going to take another quick break, and we will be back after this.
What up, y'all? You know who it is, your boy Kiss. Right now, you checking out the 3-point conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge, and we have another great guest. My guy, my dog, the college basketball fanatic, college basketball expert. I don't even like to use that term, but this guy's an expert. This is my guy, man. If you need college basketball, I promise you, the next few years, man, you will be seeing this guy on CBS, and matter of fact, he's going to be on a lot of panels watch. You're going to see it. I promise you. I'm speaking to existence, but I ain't even got to speak it because it's going to be there. But anyway, my guy, Deshaun Tate, what up? And loves football, by the way, too. What up, Deshaun?
Oh, my God, you just completely threw me off with that. I was going to say something totally different, but then now I'm like, he just threw me all the way off with that. I appreciate you for having me, man. I'll tell you one thing. So I came out here to the East Regional. It gets no busier than this, clearly. Madison Square Garden and coming out here to New York and just checking some things out. So, I don't know. Let me just say this real quick. I don't know if people who drive in New York just be vacationing on the horn. I mean, just laying on the horn for no reason. Like, I never understand why. It's like, dude, the light is red. Nobody can go anywhere. Why are we just blowing horns for no reason? I don't really understand it. And then to make even matters a little bit worse is I'm just gonna come on here and start complaining on your program. My closet at home is bigger than my hotel. Like, I barely have enough room to squeeze us in this picture. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Let alone the schedule is crazy. So I appreciate you for having me. And this March Madness is all about surviving in bands, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, that's what it is. And I want to start off definitely by asking you. I asked you this last week. Well, a little different how I'm asking you now, but in a sense I did. But now, out of all the Cinderella teams that weren't supposed to be there, which is almost 50% of the teams right now, And I don't even want to say Cinderella teams, but the teams right now, whether it's the 5th seed, beating the number 1 seed, 11th seed, so on, who's likely to get the furthest?
I think it just depends on what team. Everybody has, a different definition for Cinderellas or what have you. I mean, is San Diego State a Cinderella? Is Creighton a Cinderella? Because one of them are going. Is Florida Atlantic considered a Cinderella? Most people would agree. The consensus would say that they are, but then in that same token, I was in a post-game press conference the other day, a couple of days ago, and I asked them, at the podium, everybody was talking about Fairleigh Dickinson and Princeton and this one and that one, and you guys are kind of like the original Cinderella slippers, ones that wear that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Some people kind of overlook you. They said, well, I'm glad that they don't say that we wear the because there ain't nothing Cinderella about us. We deserve to be here.
Right.
We supposed to be here. And to be honest with you, they've played like they are with enough confidence and all of that. Is Gonzaga still considered Cinderella? I don't think so.
Is who?
Gonzaga. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, Gonzaga is clearly, to me, it may not seem very clear, so I guess I shouldn't say clearly, but I think they're the front runners to win the national championship now at this point. But it seems like every time I say that about somebody, they end up losing. So who knows what can happen? But it's March. You get a lot of madness, and it is the most unpredictable time of the year. So that's what you can expect.
So who do you see? You know what? I'm going to ask you about Gonzaga. We'll get to that. So with Gonzaga, I want you to talk about that a little bit more. This is the team that has the most experience right now. Timmy seems like he's played for them. He's doing the Grant Hill, like he's played 8 years for them. This dude's still playing. But do you see? Can you see them making this run to where they can get to the Final Four?
Absolutely, and not just get to the Final Four. I could see them winning the whole damn thing. I mean, think about it. Like when I saw them as the 3 seed, and they just, nobody's paying. When you get to a point where you're not paying Gonzaga any attention, is where I think they can be the most dangerous. What has happened is over the last handful of years or so, people's high expectations of them to go to the Final Four, win the national championship, they haven't met those expectations, let alone exceeded them. And after a certain amount of time, people say, you know what, I'm just not taking them anymore. I can't trust them. They busting my bracket. They losing me money. I just can't deal with them no more. But then there's years like this where, good, go take somebody else, because that will be the year that they end up coming to play and that they shine. And obviously Drew Timmy, who has been there for a long time. We got a really good player and NBA prospect over there as well, named Julian Strawther. He's kind of like in that same mode a little bit. Not saying he's going to achieve all the same things or be this good, but kind of a playing style, kind of like a Draymond Green a little bit. And they've got a Hall of Fame coach. These are all things that you have to have if you're talking about cutting down nets. But it's going to take a little bit more than just talking about it, because they're playing up against a very dangerous UConn team that I have not had a lot of belief in. But they're playing their best brand of basketball at the right time, and probably a better brand than probably anybody else that's left in the tournament, because their games really haven't been close.
So Kansas State has this kid. I call him kid because I'm grown, but I guess he's not a kid when it comes to college. He's a senior, named Marquise Noel. Man, how are you impressed with him? And then how much should his stock rise after the draft? Because some mock drafts don't even have him in the first round. And I mean, this kid was averaging 17 and 8. So can you just talk about his game and where do you see his stock rising to?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much his stock is really going to rise just because of his size. I mean, he's about 5'8", 5'9", so he's on the smaller side. If you on that small of a side and you ain't doing Trae Young type stuff, then it's going to be very difficult for you. And what we just saw the other night looked like Trae Young type stuff. So I think he's got a pretty damn good shot. Made it very difficult for Michigan State. Michigan State didn't know they was going to be playing Jason Kidd that night. But whenever somebody can score 20 points and have 19 assists in the game and break the record of most assists, in an NCAA tournament game, I mean, you got to start talking. Like when I say this guy is must-see TV, damn the TV. Like it wouldn't surprise me the least bit if I saw Carmelo at the game the other night. It wouldn't surprise me if after that game people said, yo, like, I'm about to book me a ticket to get to Madison Square Garden to go see this kid play, which could be his last game collegiately. And because of his size, amongst other things, could be the last game where you get a chance to see him really do what he wants to do with the ball and have the kind of game that he can have. Obviously, things are going to be a little bit different for him at whatever next level that is. But how successful can he be at the next level? I don't know. I mean, we've seen Tyler Ulis try it as a guy of smaller stature, and we've seen other guys go and do well. I will say this much, that this NBA is for people of all sorts of sizes and body types. I mean, you've got Kevin Durant, Chet Holmgren, Bo looking folks. And you've got, Zion Williamson and Boban looking folks. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the good thing about this league is that no matter, what you look like, it gives you a chance if you can play. But no, the kid looked great, man, and just, he made the game look very, very easy against Michigan State. And Florida Atlantic's going to try their best to prepare for that. They got good guards. They got good. They're obviously pretty well coached. But I don't know if they're going to have enough to slow down this kid. But they got some experience on that team with some athleticism as well. It should be quite the game.
Yeah, I want to see what happens with him. I hope he. I just want to see him live. Hopefully they make the Final Four. I just want to be able to see him live, and play. But Sean, man, we thank you for coming on. Right now, y'all just don't know, Sean, this is a busy schedule for him. So for him to take time to do the show, especially like last minute and everything, and last minute is not necessarily talking about like today. I'm talking last minute with Sean is like 2 weeks ago, around this time. He's going to be booked. So, but
that's crazy. But I tell you all the time, I try to do any and everything I can to, make some time, especially for the people who have, shown me love, been big supporters of my dreams, goals, aspirations, and the moves that I'm making. So it's just the way I was raised. When somebody show you love, you show love back until they give you reasons not to. And I'm enjoying being a part of, under the 3-point conversion umbrella, and looking forward to some shenanigans and some foolishness, or I should say, some fellowship when we get out there to the Lone Star.
Right.
Just make sure that you come with your parched throat. Make sure you come thirsty.
Yeah.
Because we gonna dig in a little bit.
I'm ready. All right, man. Appreciate you again, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good one. Thanks.
Dude. All right, y'all. It is that time where we have to let you all go, man. But before I let you go, first I gotta say what's on my mind. And honestly, we talked about the situation with college basketball, and just talking to Deshaun. I mean, just the beauty of the tournament. I believe that the tournament and the March Madness, it makes you realize why you're a sports fan. You don't, sometimes we take being a sports fan for granted. And what I mean by that is, yeah, I'm a sports fan. I love this sport or that sport. But the beauty of being a sports fan is being a sports fan. I mean, you love the authenticity of it. You love the passion coming from the players. You love the grit. You love the upsets, the surprises, the happy moments, the storybook tellings, all of that. You love the fans. You love the atmosphere. But sports, that's what sports is, no matter what the sport is, right? But one thing about March Madness and the tournament, NCAA tournament, is the fact, women and men, is the fact that you have all of that, you get all of that in one. And like I said, it makes you and reminds you of why you're a sports fan, why you like being a sports fan, the beauty of being a sports fan, and I think with this tournament and everything that's going on, man, I can't, it's nothing better. It's nothing better to see these upsets, to see, like Deshaun was just talking, to see Marquise Noel, this 5'8" guy that people are saying he's probably not going to get an NBA because he's so short or what have you. And of course, we've seen Muggsy Bogues, we've seen Isaiah Thomas be very good, if not great at times. But this stage for him to do that, to break that record, now you see that, and he's able to come in and, hey, you all forgot about me. This is what I can do. Now you might have some GMs like, oh, okay, let me take a look, maybe. But I'm saying you don't have that anymore. I mean, not anymore. I'm saying, but you get stuff like that. I'm saying, and in this tournament, which again reminds you of why you're a sports fan. You empathize more with the players, whether heartbreak, being happy, whatever it is, you just empathize more with them. So I love it. Keep watching it. It's great. And hey, I can't wait to see what else happens, man. Like, this is a great story. It's always a great story during this time. So, hey, man, this is the show. Hate to leave you all, but I gotta go, man. I want to shout out, of course, Rue, my guy, Rue. I got to shout out Dr. Donnie Fowler III for coming on. I got to shout out my man Deshaun Tate. Also, we got to shout out people that watch the show, listen to the show, who's going to listen to the show as a podcast, but Sports Live and the ATL, I appreciate you, man, for coming on. Who else we got up here? We got my man Marlon. We appreciate Marlon Malcolm for coming on the show. Rory for coming on the show, and everybody else who listen and watch, man. We appreciate you. And hey, you all have a great, great, great weekend. Watch some sports. Oh, shout out to my beautiful family. Shout out to my lovely children, my aunties, uncles, cousins, play cousins, nieces, nephews. Who else? Brothers and sisters. My grandma. And like I said, play cousins again, man. Hey, love them, family. Let family know that you love them. Love them while they can still feel it. Love them while they're still alive. Watch some sports. Be safe. Drink responsibly. Eat good. Until then, next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace. See y'all, fellas. We